These officers come from Southern Ontario. They're landing in Fort Albany, Kashechewan. What do you think their first impressions is going to be?
First off, probably the temperature difference from Southern Ontario to James Bay is probably going to be one of the big factors. But today it's not too bad. It's minus 20, so it's not too harsh of a climate. But I have seen it upwards of minus 40 some nights here in other years. But this year's not too bad.
I was super excited that this program wasn't just a pilot project from last year. It is now a continued program for the communities of Fort Albany, Kashechewan, Attawapiskat, and it's going to bridge the gap in so many ways that I was very ecstatic and honored to be one of the host communities for that orientation of building the culture and relationship. And then going forward is continuing that relationship base with the officers and with our community. So when you find that synergy and balance of those two, we can see a brighter future for many generations.
It's nice to see another point of view because I've been around for so long with the same officers, and when I do get new officers that come in here and I show them the way that we police here and they kind of adapt to us here, and that's what I see from these officers coming down south, coming to Fort Albany. They have to adapt to our style of policing, but we're also learning from them at the same time how they speak and deal with people. And it is a unique situation when you're dealing with Native people. It's a different culture, different language, and how you interact with people on a community level when you're arresting somebody, but you're also going to see them at the store the next day in line, and you have to have I don't know if it's a different way of policing up here, but it has to be so personal, on a personal basis. So you really have to treat people in a different way, really respectful, because you will see them the next day.
Community policing aspect of things is so big in these small communities because you're dealing with the same people regularly, right? You got to be we've got to be involved in the community. You know, we were out there doing ride programs. We had the officers going into the schools, doing walkthroughs, speaking to students, things like that, right? And they're just a friendly face to the community members because they're not used to having outside police service people up here, right? So that's been fantastic.
Just the whole experience to show them around the community, it's great. It's a great feeling to show them the community. Just basically having them out here to assist really helps. It helps with proactive policing, response times, helps with assisting investigation. And it gives us a different aspect too, right? Like we're isolated. They come from a different place where they're enforcing a lot of different things. So we start to learn some of that stuff, and they could also assess and generate different options for us as well.
You know, every officer I think has a little bit of a different way of policing, a different style, a different approach, how they talk. And I think it's really unique to see officers from a busy city or busy region like York or Halton or Peel, and how they approach a call. And I know their regions are probably a lot busier than our smaller towns. So picking up those skills and how they approach things, that's something I'd like to see myself pick up, and I think other officers will pick it up too.
It's been a big eye-opener for us too, right? Hearing about how they police down south, and like you talked about, kind of handing off the investigations to crime unit members, things like that. But we're also learning about, maybe different ways they can do things in regards to investigating or getting statements, or just little things like that make a big difference. And it also assists our officers in, learning from them, getting guidance, because a lot of these officers from down south have maybe 20 years on, so they're well versed, lots of experience, and they're helping officers that only have a year on with NAPS, right? So it kind of goes well both ways, learning from each other.
Really appreciate these officers coming down here and volunteering their time to come down here. We hope that they can learn from us as well, not only culturally, but the officers that are here, like I said, they learn on the fly, they learn to adapt, to overcome. And I believe that, when they see that how we do our business, but up here that they can take some of it back home.
And it's also good for the community to see other people come in from other police services because they don't know what to expect, right? So now they know what to expect. They're like, oh, the other police officers are human. Oh, they're nice. Oh, they're polite. It's good to see that the actual interaction between a local person and somebody from like York or Halton or something.
My hope was already answered on their arrival into the community. For them to actually experience right in the First Nation community of what the energy is around a First Nation community as a holistic, and starting from the, contact with our own members. And with that sharing circle that we've set up in the library was for them to hear firsthand a face-to-face contact about our relationship as people with the community.